Hello, everybody. How is everyone? Let me get on the screen here so everybody can see me. Welcome to the show. Someone was pushing buttons and behind the scenes here. I won't blame Brenda because she wasn't able to defend herself. So, well, she's backstage. She can still hear me. But so how is everyone tonight? We've got a great show tonight. Jeremy is with us. He hosts a couple podcasts and he said he's going to give me some lessons. So hopefully I'll figure some of these buttons out before it's all over with. So, but welcome to the show, everyone. Let me introduce my sidekick, Brenda. There's Brenda. And then backstage we have Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy.
How's it going?
How are you? Let me kill some of this air. Make it go away there. So how are you, Jeremy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm pushing wrong buttons, but you know. I'm still
It
learning
happens to all of
this.
us.
I'm still learning this stuff.
Long way, Glenn.
That is true. I have opened the chat and we are live. Now, just so everyone knows, if you send us a message in Facebook on the chat, we cannot see it. The only ones that we can see are through Twitch, Troyo, and YouTube. So if you have something to say and you want to talk to us, make sure to drop in there. Jeremy will probably answer some questions too before the night's over with, so make sure to jump in and get some stuff for him. I think I'm missing some. I didn't do the Johnny's intro song, but that's okay. I won't get dinged this time. So, Jeremy, I have an intro song called "Got Beer." Actually, can bring it up, but it's done by a band out of Knoxville, the Johnnies, and they're all firemen and paramedics and cops, and I know them all, and they're like, "Please use that song, please, please, please," and so. But every time I use it, I get dinged on YouTube for a 1950s hit song that has the same 3/4 beat, and so it.
Nice.
I've sent them messages. I hope they figure it out. But I sent Al a message too, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe you stole a song from some guy in the 50s. I don't know. But at any rate, YouTube thinks you did. So, Jeremy, you host two podcasts. You got them up there. Maniacal Music Musings. Did I say it right?
Yes, which is rare.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you know, it might be my medical background there because... never mind. The Paranormal is the new normal, which you interview people like we do that are paranormal guys and gals. What else you do? Tell us about yourself.
I'm a father of two. I'm a loving husband. I'm a telecom salesman in my 9-to-5 non-superhero job. And I host the two podcasts you previously mentioned. Plus, I'm also a co-host on Global Strangeness podcast. And
cool.
I'm a panelist on Bracket Bastards podcast.
Yeah, I heard some of the Bracket Bastards. You may have to hook me up with that. That sounded pretty cool, actually.
We could talk. We could talk.
Okay, yeah, because I was listening to some of them. I was like, that's pretty cool.
we're always looking for guests on that show, so that's definitely a.
Okay, well, tell everybody what that one's about, because you and I just aren't talking nonsense. So,
well, Bracket Bastards is a podcast where we break down. Usually, every episode it's a bracket of 32 of some kind of topic, whether it be movies, TV, songs, whatever may have you. We think of some of the most random stuff to do, and like this weekend coming up, we're doing the TV Dads one live.
Oh, okay.
It's our Father's Day episode this year.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So,
yeah,
well,
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Hello,
Brenda,
lady.
hop in here.
Say hello.
So, oh, hey, I'm ignoring the chat. I got to remember to push buttons. So,
After this show, you're fired.
We'll see. The problem is the only button you know how to push is delete. So,
Hey, watch it. I might do it again. You're the one that told me to play with it. So, Jeremy.
Go ahead, Brenda. I'm just going to hush.
Let's get into some paranormal stuff, shall we?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we shall.
Glenn says that you live in a haunted house.
Yeah, there's definitely a spirit or two living here. I mean, maybe something more. We're not entirely 100% sure, but we were told there's two spirits here by investigators. So
Maybe we'll see one tonight because
it's yet to happen, but we'll see.
Well, I'm a medium, clairvoyant, Yeah, since I was born.
Ah. Oh, actually, okay, let me rephrase that a little better. We haven't physically seen one yet. They have been sensed in the background by other mediums, and I didn't think that's what you were talking about, but then I remembered that that's what you do, and I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Do they move anything or?
They killed chickens when we had our chickens in the back of our garage.
Oh,
Well, that wasn't nice.
No, it wasn't. And then and then once we moved into the shed, they stopped dying mysteriously.
Wow.
Hmm.
I have
So,
a doll that has an attachment and she runs around in my room. She moves things, she plays. I'm pretty sure she's a kid because of what she does. And I don't get a bad feeling off of her. That she's in here all the time. I
oh,
bought her another dolly that's a topsy turvy that was made in 1903. My doll herself is from the mid to late 1800s. She's porcelain from Germany. So, yeah, she's here all the time.
that's something I don't mess with. I mean, I know podcasters are like they're like, yeah, we got our haunted dolls finally, and I'm like, you're insane.
They,
yep.
I know somebody that does, and they're out of control at that person's house. You shouldn't get them if you don't know how to deal with them because it takes an awful lot of respect that you have to give them. But at the same time, you have to set those boundaries because they've got to show you respect also. So if you're not strong enough to deal with them, you shouldn't own them because they can tear you up.
Well, I
Literally.
want nothing to do with them. My creatures, I prefer the two-legged furry ones that run around in the woods. So those are the ones that.
That and your tiny terrorist.
My grandson, yeah, the tiny terrorist, yeah. Yeah, those are the only ones I don't. I don't like playing with spirits. I grew up in a haunted house, and so I'm not a fan of that. So, but it's one of those things that sometimes you don't have control of. So, but luckily,
yeah.
there's nothing here. So, well,
Yeah,
I shouldn't say there's nothing here. I was doing a recording for. I'm also a paramedic instructor, and this strange voice doubled mine on the microphone during a lecture I was giving, and no one to this day can tell me what or who it is. And it's the weirdest thing. It sounds. What I tell you was somebody told me Brenda Cajun French or something like that was the best that they could tell it was.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny you say that because when I first came on, I could have swore I was hearing like an echo coming from from you.
Oh, you might have been. I was playing. So
okay.
Yeah, I was playing. I got a new soundboard. Well, I've had it for a couple episodes, and so I just noticed today it had all these different buttons where you could change your voice. I'm like, oh, I gotta play with this. So that's what I was doing. So
Okay.
Being stupid behind stage, and Brenda's like, it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, whoa, what? So it was all her fault, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
So I knew that you didn't really have any paranormal experiences. I mean, besides for the haunted house, but that you really talk to a lot of people who do. So I also wanted to talk about a subject too, kind of intermingle it with your music there too, and talk about the paranormal and music. So we could kind of get a little mix there and get you kind of like your little panel thing a little bit, but but speaking of your podcast, because I want to make sure you get plenty of talking about that and airtime on it, because we're a big community. Out of all the people, I think you're up to 130 episodes or something like that on one of them.
Paranormal Normal is close to 150 at this point, I believe.
Okay.
And Maniacal Music Musings has about 80-ish, I believe. I could be off on that. And the other two, I have no freaking clue. I don't edit the other two, so I don't keep track of the episodes. But
gotcha. So, but out of the paranormal stuff, after everybody, when you went into doing this, did you believe? And that was one of the premises of our show: is there was one person that believed, and then the other person that didn't. So that was what's the Para OR Normal.
Yeah, I fully believed before I started the podcast for the most part. I mean, there are some things where I definitely have been like actually like mediumship and being able to be a psychic like that. I always kind of believed in it, but it kind of that belief got strengthened a lot by interviewing and talking to them and seeing it actually happen like in person. I mean, because I say it on my show all the time. Like, I grew up in the '90s. the mediums and psychics in the 90s were in the little buildings on Main Street that were half like their house basically, but they did like a storefront. And like your parents always just warn you like, oh, don't waste your money. Like that's what it was in the 90s. But then
readers.
Don't go to Madame Butterfly. Yeah. We have one on Route 1 in our neighborhood in Virginia. So yeah.
And I mean, nowadays, I mean, you still see those, but maybe they're even legit now. Some of them I'm thinking at least, because I mean, I've interviewed so many psychics and mediums now. It's just, I'd be a fool not to believe at this point. I'd have to be a fool not to believe. It just, I've seen too much. They've known too much that they couldn't know unless they even Googling, you wouldn't find this stuff. So,
wow. What was your most eye-opening moment with one?
Hard to say, really. I mean, every moment when they reveal something to me is always like a little eye-opening, but it's just usually, let's just say they said there were spirits around me that I didn't think would be around me, like besides the ones that live with me. Like there's ones from my personal life that just I'm surprised every time they say they're there.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Anything give you the heebie-jeebies or just make your skin crawl during any of these?
I mean, heebie-jeebies, not so much. Skin crawling, yeah. I mean, it's funny. I literally get like a feeling in the middle of my head when I'm interviewing psychics and mediums. Like the whole episode, like it'll grow the whole episode, and the end episode, it's like just like almost like almost too much. But it's just like it's insane. Like I tell them all that too, and they're like I sense something. They're like I don't know what. None of them can tell me what it is though. None of them can tell me what it is.
Well, gotcha. I mean, you do know that everybody has the ability to be able to do that and can have abilities. And a lot of times when they say it's tingling, it might be because when you're around a lot of psychics and mediums and people who see, talk, feel, smell, spirits, it starts to, because you believe, it starts to kind of break away at that sixth sense a little. So you might want to try getting in there and digging in and getting some good concentration going and some good meditation going and see what all you can do, because you might be surprised.
Yeah, see, I mean, I am a full believer that everybody can do it. They just have to concentrate enough, but that's the problem is I can't meditate for nothing. Like I can't meditate for nothing. Like I've tried and just like, I can't not have something going on in my head at some point.
I was a ADHD kid. Do you know how hard it was for me to meditate?
I could imagine.
Yeah. I just turn everything off. And a lot of times I might even put stuff in my ears to just block out a lot of stuff, turn out all the lights. And your first step in all of this is talk to God. Talk to God and have him open you up.
Yeah, open and make sure you get the closure too, and have a protection. What do they call it? Not a chant, but a saying. You know, like nothing can harm me unless I allow it to, or something. Make up your own little thing internally so that there can. But I'm not so big on the psychic thing. I haven't had one blow me away yet. I've had some that are kind of made me go, maybe, but then. I don't know. Also, Jeremy, sorry I moved it around there. Bobby jumped in. He's also one of our co-hosts in here. He comes in here frequently. So
okay.
Bobby.
So hey. we got the one and only Bobby Dizzle. So
yeah, I'm here for just a little bit. I'm going to be on the She Squatchers here in 45 minutes.
Oh, so I got to share you. Is that what you're saying? Huh?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess it's a big community. So sure, why not?
I'm a big dude.
There is that.
Keep bringing in damn chocolates to work.
Yeah. So, Bobby, did you have any questions before you have to jump out there for Jeremy?
No. I'll tell you a funny anecdotal story pertaining to what I heard in the 5 minutes. Seeing he couldn't meditate. So I was talking to a remote viewer he was one of the people that Men That Stare at Goats was based off of, Paul Smith. And I was telling him how when I was growing up, I always try to be a psychic. I always try to like think and not think. You know, you're not thinking anything, so you could be a thinker and read minds and be a psychic. And every time I try to do it, I pictured Abraham Lincoln. He said, "Well, you've seen The Men That Stare at Goats," and I'm like, "No, I haven't." But he said that's one thing the first thing they tried to look at was Abraham Lincoln's memorial on that movie. I was like, "Shit, maybe I'm psychic." I inadvertently thought of the movie, having not even seen the movie.
It's kind of weird.
Kind of freaked me out a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe you're supposed to meditate and think about Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. Everyone's favorite Republican.
So, one of the same guys that trained a lot of those remote viewers also taught me a trick about meditation. He took a candle in the class and set it in the middle of the table and made us stare at it for a minute. And I thought, God, this is forever. And then after another, little bit during the class, he brought in, he lit the candles up and he goes, all right, 5 minutes. I thought, holy shit, he's going to torture me. But we got up to 20 minutes before the end of the day. And at first I was like, okay, this is just crazy. I'm also a fireman. And then I started really, I don't know how to describe it. I almost felt like I could control the way the flame moved. So maybe it was just me, and I was losing my mind in those quiet 20 minutes, but it was very odd. But it did teach us a lesson about clearing your mind and focusing on a pinpoint object. So, yeah. So now I was going to answer the question for you. Dog band for me. I haven't got any experiences with the dog band, but the dog band creeps me out. So I don't want to run into Mr. Dog Man. So
I feel about Dog Man.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Glenn. It's my favorite cryptid, actually. I almost feel like you listen to my show.
I don't have a whole lot of time because I try and do the research and homework on things, and then I try, but I do try and listen to some shows. Yes, I've listened to I won't say quite a few, but I've listened to a few of them. Yes. So
now, what's your show, Jeremy?
Paranormal, the New Normal.
I feel better about that.
The New Normal. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at that. I like looking at everybody's shows.
Yeah, Glenn, I don't know if you actually caught this one, but I had D.A. Roberts on an episode. He's one of the head. Do you know who he is? I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's on my Facebook.
Yeah, he's a member of the NADP, and
he's been on my show, and I've been on his show. He's pretty cool.
Oh, he's an awesome guy. I've yet to be on his show. We talked about it at one point, but it just hasn't happened yet.
It's a fun show to be on. Now it goes a long time, and it just keeps going, but it's fun.
Yeah, I haven't been on his show. Actually, I mean, I've been on Jessica the Cryptid Huntress. I've been on her show. I've been on Spaced Out Radio, and Bobby's, of course. I can't remember. There's a couple of them, but I haven't been on many shows. Yeah, that's true. So
you made a best of bit on mine.
Well, that's because I'm stupid. So
the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh yeah. Getting lost in the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. So
TikTok.
Yeah, that's right. That's TikTok famous there for that one. But so we were. I was going to ask you, talking to me. What is? I remember I think I remember correctly. You like more of the alternate type of bands, not really the mainstream stuff. Is that fairly accurate to say as far as music taste? Or are you kind of all over with your genres?
I mean, depends what you consider alternate, but I mean, yeah, I definitely don't follow mainstream when it comes to that. Like it's all over the place. It's all over the place. I mean, the only thing I really don't listen to is country, but everything else is fair game in my opinion, except for pop music for most part. I mean,
well, I mean, I think the new country is pop music. Really, we had a guy on 2 weeks ago that we talked about that, and he's a record producer, and he's like, yeah, it's like everything's almost pop now. So, but. Which is when I grew up, it was, well, I'm a little bit older. It was all you could play an instrument and, you could sing and do multiple things. Now, a lot of those don't, but more pop. But so I was trying to think, I was just rattling my head today, trying to think of songs with paranormal stuff. And of course, being a comic book fan, I come up with Ghost Riders in the Sky. So, and then, of course, Ghostbusters followed up right behind that one. So.
Of course.
Well, so I can name you every country paranormal song there is.
Oh, see, that's why I have you here.
Woolly Swamp, The Ride, Phantom 309, Midnight in Montgomery.
Wow.
There actually is there's a Dogman song too. Derek Hayes plays that Monsters Among Us like every once in a while. Like it's I keep meaning to.
I think I've heard that.
I'm gonna have to find that one.
Yeah, it's I think it's from like the 60s or 70s, but it's like it's a Dogman song.
Well, that's right around Brenda's era, so yeah, she should probably.
That's right. I'm an old lady. Go
Shots
ahead.
fired.
Don't worry, she'll get me back before it's over with.
I'm old. I know I'm old.
And then she was telling me also when her and I were talking about this, that there's a what do you call it? Phenomena, Brenda? What do you call it? Where people hear actually ghost music, and I had never heard of that.
It's not, well, I wouldn't actually
ghost
call
music,
it like
but
ghost music. I would call it like sometimes people will hear music and can't explain where it's coming from, and they're the only ones that hear it. They could be in a room with other people, and they're the only ones that'll hear it.
Oh, that definitely happens. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had it happen to me. I've had it happen to me before. I mean, it's just it happens to a lot of people, I think, and they just like
It's happened to me once.
We don't think anything weird of it because I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't have a song in their head at most points during the day? So, like, it's just you hear
Usually
a song at one point during the day, and then there's like you have 2 lines of that song going through your head the rest of the day. Like it's what music's supposed to do.
Sometimes.
I'm stuck in the 80s in that aspect.
I think when it happened to me, the funny thing of it is I was at a roller rink, and they're loud. I was a teenager. And I heard something that sounded like the Phantom of the Opera as I went by this turn. And that wasn't the music that was playing over the box. So it was the strangest thing. But I was so used to being different all the time that it just, I didn't think anything of it. It didn't bother me. I just kept on going. It was hard enough for me to, all my little friends would come to the skating rink with me, and I'd have to tell them, no, leave me alone while I'm on my time. So that was bad enough. And then I hear music that I can't even explain. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't even going to worry about them. Just keep on rolling. It's the only way to do it.
When I worked at the Fox Theater in Atlanta, as a medic, we would be there before the show and then after the show, clean up and getting ready for the next one. And that organ would play itself. And that was creepy. I don't know if you've ever, Bobby, you've probably been to the Fox, but it's got one of the old classical style wind organs. And it's creepy to start with, but when you know there's no one in there and the producers or isn't anything there.
I saw Bo Cephas in there in the Fox Theater when I was in college.
Amy, I grew up in California. And I've been here now in Texas for 24 years.
She's running a 28 and 29 on you. So
she's a blue stater that moved to the red.
I belong here now. I am now considered a Texan.
What does it take to become a Texan? Do you have to buy a gun?
You got to be here. You got to be here, and you got to play by our rules.
There are so many jokes in that right there, Dylan. There's so many jokes I could have came up with right then. But
oh, come on, fire away. We can have fun with this. So I
was gonna say a small member in a truck to back it up.
I
like it.
I should go put my Buc-ee's hat back on.
There you go. Buc-ee's.
Well, Jeremy, feel free to make Alabama jokes because I do. Bobby's my resident Alabamian. So
I make jokes like on that all the time. I think I made one on Bracket Bashers last week on Alabama on some show I did. I can't remember which one it was, but you do so many shows, eventually you forget where you said things.
I'm sure. Well, I guess one good thing is your audience hasn't come up and told you about it yet. So keep going. You're doing good. If you're up to 100 and 180 in one and whatever, 100 and something in the other, you're doing well. So keep going. You're doing well.
Yeah, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
What got you into it?
Honestly, I was in a group on Facebook called Bracketology where each day there was there's 2 polls posted, and the guy who runs it, Freddie, put a post in. This is back in like November 2021, I think, and 2021, and he put a post out saying like, I want to do what we do in this page, but in a podcast form. I'm looking for people who want to be on a podcast, and I listen to podcasts at that point a lot. I love Mark Maron, Kevin Smith. I mean,
Oh yeah, love Kevin.
Macaulay Culkin too. But I love their podcast at the time. So I was like, all right, you know what? I've always been outrageous. I'll try it. And next thing I know, and like eventually I ended up being one of the first 2 members to join them on it, and that just got me into it. And eventually there was like, you need to start your own show too, and like do something of your own, like do something that interests you. And that's when the paranormal came out, because I've always been a paranormal fan. So I was just like, you know what? I see what all these other paranormal shows are doing, but I don't think any of them are going to do what I'm going to do, really. And from what the reviews say, I got that right. So
good.
I mean, it's just like sometimes I wish I started out with more of like a variety show, so I could have done other things besides paranormal sometimes. But it's just I could bring a lot of things into paranormal that really usually aren't, so I make it work. Some of the topics we've had are outrageous, but spectrophilia for one, if you've ever heard of that.
Spectrophilia. That sounds like a good time.
It would to you, Bobby.
Yeah. Hello there.
Yeah, actually, I had a former porn star come on and talk about that. Apparently, that's his thing now. And I was like, okay. I'm like,
what about Billy Corgan and a shapeshifter? Have you heard about that one?
What was that, Bobby?
Jeremy, Billy Corgan and the shapeshifter.
I know the name Billy Corgan. I can't think of where I know it from, but
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, I'm not a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan. Yeah,
well, he was on Howard Stern about 15 years ago and said he was having relations with the person and they shapeshifted on him.
Ooh, that's a whole different.
Howard Stern begged him to tell him. He told him off stage, but you can get the gist of it from the video. That's what that reminded me of when you said that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I was like, that's a little different than spectrophilia, but yeah, that's even creepier.
Yeah, that would be like, I don't know. I own a gun, so I'd have to shoot it and tell it to get out. So
look that up, Howard Stern and Billy Corgan and the Shapeshifter. That's an incredible little video.
I'll have to go look at it sometime, definitely.
And I think Rogan even narrates it and talks about it at one point.
Oh God, if Rogan does.
Don't be picking on Joe now.
I love it.
Rogan, Rick, and Bubba's my inspiration.
Yeah, Rogan, Kevin Smith, and none of you guys have probably heard of Mike O'Mara. Those were the ones that kind of are my inspiration. When I first started this, I was with a different person, and my idea was, like I said, the Para OR Normal, and I wanted to give the mic to anybody that had a story, and I wanted to not. Like you said, there's a bunch of podcasts out there, and you can get the same people just in a rinse, repeat, wash, repent. You know what I'm saying? Keep them going in a cycle. And I thought, if we could get enough, I don't want to say the right word would be fame, but enough clout to get some decent guests that might have a little bit more, exposure from the outside or something. Like, for instance, we had Miranda Maverick a few weeks ago, and she's an MMA fighter. She actually fights this weekend. If I could get somebody like that to open up and tell us something, that would kind of be my angle. And then one of us would be the Para and the other one would be the normal, being like, yeah, I don't know if that's real or not. But so that was kind of how I started at it. And of course, my big love is the Bigfoot, like I said. So, but yeah, so I've been lucky so far and landed a bunch of great guests. And my other partner ran off and left me, but so I'm now trying to figure out this side of it. I've never had to do the technical with pushing the buttons and looking at the chat and stuff, so I'm still learning that.
It's been fun. We're all learning. I went in and deleted everything because that's me learning.
But
it was fun.
I love podcasting because I think that again, I can give a voice to other people. So plus I like to make fun of myself. So it's all good. It's all good fun.
You gotta be able to make fun of yourself when you can't podcast. Like you have to be able to make fun of yourself when you mess up. You have to be able otherwise you're just gonna sit there and pause for 5 minutes when you're trying to pick everything up.
We've got another guy that has he does a ventriloquist skit with his dummy, and we're Shelton, and we're gonna get one of those for Glenn so he can give a dummy a voice. It's gonna be all right.
I tell you why podcasting is fun, because you can mess up and you don't have to stop.
Yeah,
You can still that's part of it. Now, what the hell was that?
Oh, yeah, before I started doing the YouTube thing, I was doing just the digital audio, and I was surprised how much editing actually goes into producing, and putting out there. I think I did a show from, I don't know, like 2015. Like I did like a run of 10 episodes or something. I was like, it's too much like work. So
Yeah, I mean, that's why all my shows are pretty much like unfiltered. Like it's just I edit the beginning and the end, and then that's pretty much it. Unless there's something like really I have to take out. Like if there's something I know I have to take out, that's a different story. But like if one of my kids is coming in the room screaming, then that's a different story. But
I worry about. Usually, I'm running late because I'm on the phone with him and telling him I got to get in the shower. I got to get in the shower, and I'm over here. I'm in a wheelchair, so I don't run anywhere too fast. And I'm getting dressed while this thing's going on. I'm waiting for him to push the live button while I'm sitting in the middle of getting dressed. And he will be editing that.
I would never do that.
Really? Okay. So, yeah, that's the only thing I worry about that he would have to edit. I really got to just close my computer until I'm all the way ready.
Which I guess she's trying to call me a perv is what I'm kind of hearing here. Is that what you're hearing? I mean,
oh, you are.
I mean,
third person I've heard call you one.
And one of them was a dummy.
The other one was Sheldon.
I was going to say, yeah.
I've known you long enough. You've graduated to that point. It's okay.
So how do you go about finding your guests? And do you, I guess, qualify them any? I mean, check them out or anything?
No, I really don't do any like prereq or anything like that. Like I don't look into them. I mean, I use a lot of sites like Podmatch or Matchmaker or podcastguest.com. Like I've used all those to get guests and they all work amazing. I love Podmatch because you get paid for having guests on, and that's amazing. That's the only way I've actually made money podcasting a little bit through that, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, nowhere near enough to support me, my kids, my wife, and quit my job. But it's a little something. It makes it a little more worth it than just doing it for free completely. And I mean, Podmatch gives me a lot of great guests because the guests have to pay to be there, so they're not gonna, or they don't have to. But the ones that you actually get paid for have to pay to be there, and you could tell, and like they are very professional. There's questions on there you can ask them. Like it's just a full bio, pictures. It's everything you could ever want. Like links to all their socials. Like it's just heaven for a podcaster to have that ability. And so, I mean, between that and then just Facebook too. I mean, all the needy guests, like be a guest groups are great. Like I get so many guests from there. So many memes and psychics have come from there because they want to be on shows. So I've got at least 10 of them that way. So, I mean, it's just a lot of everywhere. I mean, and then just word of mouth. Like people be like, hey, I told my friend about your podcast. They want to come on. I'm like, okay, as long as they can talk about something similar to it, I'm good. I can make a conversation with anybody if I have to. So,
yeah, pretty much.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna drop off real quick. Thanks. Nice to meet you, Jeremy. I sent you a friend request on Facebook.
all right.
Bobby.
Got to watch out for that Bobby Drizzle fella. So see you, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
You'll be a guest on my show before you know it. See ya.
Yeah,
I'm down.
yeah.
I'm down.
See, I don't discourage that. I allow that. So some people don't want you to talk about that, but
Talk about
like
that.
I think
said it for you. It's okay.
well, I mean, if you get somebody that you think is interesting, it might be a good fit for me. You might send somebody my way one day too. I mean, it's what it's all about. So to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
No, I mean, trust me, podcasting, pod family is a thing. I have more friends, like actual friends through podcasting than I've ever had in my real life. Like that's just the sad state of the world. Like real friends, like people that know me, and I talk to them about things outside of podcasting more than 5-6 times. Like it's just pod family is a real thing, and that's why I love Good Pods, because it's all about podcasters helping each other out.
Yeah. I've only had a few good friends in my life, but other than that, I can't make any. Well, I didn't, because I was always so different. So it was really hard. So, but since I've been doing this, and I've met psychics, and I've met all kinds of people from the cryptid world, people that just come in the chat. They're real good people. And, before you know it, they're on my Facebook. We're chit chatting and sharing photos and having a good time. So it kind of works for me. I'm more relaxed, with the people that I chat with now.
Exactly. And I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I totally lost my train of thought on that one, but I get what you're saying though. I totally forgot I had to come back for that one. I totally forgot, but fucking stoner, it happens.
Jude wants to know if we played the White Album backwards. No, no, I haven't done that.
I played Kiss backwards, but I never played the White Album backwards.
What'd you hear when you played Kiss backwards? There was a story behind that, wasn't there?
Yeah, supposedly it said like Hail Satan or something like that, but all it really says is buy Kiss merchandise.
I don't know. I do know for a fact that some of them people with Kiss have been in some really bad stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
Me, I don't doubt. Nowadays, I don't doubt anything. You could tell me that, you got blueberries falling out your nose every day and they taste great. And I'd be like, oh, all right, cool. Well, I don't doubt anything.
What was Ozzy Osbourne? He was the Prince of Darkness, wasn't he? Wasn't that his original? And then he bit the head off of a bat, which could maybe help with the Alzheimer's. I don't know, but...
all I know is Sharon was back there going, no, he did not.
No, he actually did that all the time.
Yeah.
Like
it wasn't don't kiss me.
It was like a very common thing in shows, and like eventually she got him to change it to a paper mache one. But
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a one-time deal. I didn't realize it was a...
No, it was just that one time that he did it that it got caught on camera, and that's when it became a huge thing. Because he would do it at every show, but a lot of his shows weren't videos because back then concerts weren't always videotaped.
I wonder how many times he had to be tested for rabies.
I'm sure he was tested for a lot more than that in his life. But
I was going to say,
probably.
He has so many drugs on board, I don't think it would have mattered. Those old rockers, them, the Stones. Oh, I don't know. I could go on. There's a bunch of, but I think it's the drugs are going to keep them alive forever. So.
Hey, yeah, well, at least their drugs were better than ones you got now. One hit, it kills you. So, we had good drugs when I was growing up.
I was around public safety, so I never did the drug stuff. So I don't know. I always picked them up on the street. So.
The drugs or people?
Yes. Yes. That's my answer. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper was another one there.
Oh, yeah.
Alice Cooper's still going. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that amazes me though about Ozzy though is to watch the show. He can hardly talk, but put him behind a mic to sing, and he can sing,
and you can understand everything he says.
It amazes me
because it's reflexes. That's all it is. Like it's just he's done it for so long. He could just as soon as you give him a mic, he knows what to do. No matter how many drugs are in his brain at that point, he knows what to do when you give him a mic.
Him and his son also had the paranormal show, wasn't it? Or was it him
his son? His son and his daughter.
And I believe his son was going to be doing it with. He was going to do it with another actor. I forget who it was, but I want to say Johnny Knoxville, but I think I'm wrong.
I know I know it was his son and his daughter, and there was a few times they had Ozzy sit in. And his son would play clips, and Ozzy would make comments on them.
That's right.
And
Ozzy's like, I
got rid of my satellite, so I don't really watch a whole lot of anything anymore. So
actually, wait a minute, what was it? Jason Mewes, I think. Yeah, I think it was him and Jason Mewes. Actually,
I think you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on like a Kevin Smith group thing on Facebook got posted in.
Yeah, and the thing was, he actually had some pretty good results on some of his, where some of those shows, you don't always get that. So some of those shows, you go back and wonder, was that fake, or is that...
Yeah, I mean, I hate most of those shows on, like, Discovery and stuff that are, like, ghost-centered shows, because just, like, so many of them are just staged and not real, and, I mean, the whole Ghost Adventurers, Ghost Hunters, whatever they are.
Let's not talk about Zach. You don't want that.
I actually just posted an episode out today that he is a hashtag in. So because we were.
Yeah,
I didn't bring him up. The guest brought him up. I really don't know anything about the whole thing going on with him at all. I don't pay attention to what those so-called celebrities do.
I don't know. I know there was one, I cannot remember the kid's name. He got a bunch of people together. They went to a college. They were pretty good, but then they like disappeared, and I heard that he kind of like started making money and got into drugs, and I thought, well, that's a shame, because they had a really good show, really good stuff going on. I enjoyed his show.
Well,
The
you're
other
more
one, on the
connected
other
in the
hand,
ghost
I used
world.
to just watch him when I really was bored and wanted something to laugh at.
I mean, yeah. I'm actually really happy that HBO Max and Discovery merged into Max now, because like I had to cancel my Discovery Plus service for a while because I couldn't afford it, and now I can actually watch all those shows again and actually catch up on them. Like Paranormal Corner Camera, I've been meaning to watch that for years, and I never got a chance to even check out like more than like one episode. And I don't even think I watched the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, I like them too.
When you're on podcasts talking about movies all the time and TV shows, like you don't have time to watch things besides things you're supposed to be watching at that point. Like it's just my Hulu lineup is always so long of like shows I missed.
Yep, that's right. Yes, Amy, those TV shows are just way out there, aren't they?
And Brenda is more connected to the ghost and paranormal world than I am. I'm more into the Bigfoot and the furry walker around through the woods type connected. So she's got more experience with them. So
I do believe in Bigfoot, and I have an opinion of him. Never seen it. I would like to, but
well, that makes three of us, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, I started my show to be more on that side, Glenn, and then because I decided I wanted to talk about more, but that's not what's out there available for guests, because there's not people willing to come on a show and show their face and say, "Yeah, I've seen it," because they're afraid they're going to get mocked out of their town or whatever. But I mean, which I don't think is the case anymore, because more people believe in this stuff now than ever. So, I mean, that's why my show is called Paranormal: The New Normal, because it literally is the new normal. Like that's why I chose the name, and it just, I mean, it's I don't know. I wish people would. In all these groups on Facebook, especially one I'm an admin of, like there are so many people putting out their stories out there. I'm like, why can't you come tell them my show? Emotion. They want to see your emotion during it. See your hair stand up when you freaking tell the part where you actually like saw it. Like it's just I don't know. But that's why I got into it. It's more of those type of stories, and then I love when I can get those episodes with D.A. Roberts, like those type of episodes. I love. I got a couple of guys from Small Town Monsters to talk Bigfoot. That was amazing. So, but it's more of the spiritual side. Like that's why I've learned it's more of the spiritual side and the healing side, and I've gotten a lot of those guests, and they're great. Every single one has been a pleasure to have on. I've only had 3 or 4 guests that I would be like, yeah, not again. We need to
talk to our little friend that lives with them. I'll talk to her. Try to see if she wants to go on a show.
I'm not sure what direction you're going in, but okay.
Your cousin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Pushing buttons, it's making you think too hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have a family member that lives up in Tennessee that she lives on property that has quite a lot of cryptic activity and paranormal activity. So
nice.
Yeah, so she's been doing some podcasts here lately. I might send her your way if you want me to. She doesn't mind talking about it.
Amy says yes, she's talented. Yes, she is.
Yeah, definitely would have her on.
Okay, yeah, I'll shoot her your way. But yeah, as far as the ghost stuff, I meant to bring up a TV show y'all probably never heard of, Ghost Brothers. It's 3 guys out of Atlanta. I think they're a barber shop, or they're 3 barbers. That's their full-time job, and they go hunting for ghosts nights and weekends. It's based out of Atlanta.
I've heard of it. I never had a chance to check it out, but I've heard of it.
They're brothers, and I don't mean like related to each other. They are hysterical. So if you get a chance to check them out, everything scares them. And I mean, to the point of where I think one crapped himself on the show. So and they've had some actual things happen, and everything scares them so badly. So it's kind of funny in one way. I don't think the first season they intended to be, that way. But then I think the fans were like, okay, this is cool, because then you could tell that they were like more relaxed about it, and they didn't mind showing their fear or their excitement about it. So that was a pretty decent show.
Maybe that'll help us if we can make Shelton crap himself.
If you can make a mannequin crap himself, I am taking you off the screen. If there's a little Tootsie Roll that pops out,
we are going to Guinness.
Yeah, if there's a Tootsie Roll that pops out, you're gone. So.
It wouldn't be a Tootsie Roll, John. It'd be a wood pellet.
Oh, wood pellet! I like that.
Well, not necessarily, because Shelton is plastic.
Oh, okay, then some kind of fiber resin pellet. I don't know.
That's horrible.
That would be funny.
Oh, Jeremy, I don't know how much time you have, so I don't want to keep you the whole, I don't want you to be committed to staying forever, but I want you to be comfortable. I know you get a job too, but it's
all good. It's all good.
It's a real job.
So, well, Brenda, have you seen or picked up anything by any chance?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I usually get some kind of feeling, and like it's just not tonight. I don't get it, and
sometimes
if I was in my basement where I usually podcast, then possibly yes.
Yeah.
The living room sometimes. I mean, sometimes.
And now sometimes I have a thing where sometimes I get some spirits that are actually afraid of me, and they hide from me.
I get it.
I'll know they're there. I can feel them there. And I will tell them, why are you hiding from me? So, because it makes me think they're not good if they hide from me.
Oh,
so, so sometimes I have that, like they're afraid of me, and they kind of, I have very, very, very big abilities. I set my abilities down when I was 17 years old for quite a few years. The only thing I didn't get away from was my passerbyers and my beam of light. Hey, can you hear me? But I'm starting to work with everything, and it's amazing. It blows my mind. I feel like my insides are just so, and I've been told by several that I'm extremely strong. So that would explain why they run from me.
I just tell her she's crazy.
Well, I'm a little bit of that too, but I think that, like his show, I think that crazy is also normal.
Exactly. I mean, it is.
I think COVID changed this whole podcast thing, and even like you were saying, the new normal. I think it changed a lot of things that people just are now starting to realize. The fact that there for a while you couldn't buy cameras to work from home and things like that. They're telling you the sides for the fact that people are using them for real things like work and stuff. That the whole dynamic's changing. But,
and yeah, it's that, and the fact that there has been a spiritual awakening happening since I've heard 2012, 2015, 2013. I've heard those 3 years mainly, but I mean that's
I would
it's
say
happening.
2012. Right now, we have got something going on. I feel it. A lot of people feel it sometimes, and it throws me off. I really believe that right now we're in this center chord. And with what's going on, it can go bad or it can go good. So it's like the universe is fighting itself against evil. And it's doing good. It's winning, but it's still shaking this world up more than anybody would know. Sometimes if you go outside, you have grass in your front yard, take your shoes and socks off and go stand in the grass. And just stand there, look up at the stars or look up at the day sky, and just breathe in and breathe out, and you can feel vibration through your feet from the earth. And it is, for somebody who's sensitive like me, it's very powerful. And it really sucks because I only have 1 foot. I get like lipids. But I miss it. I miss doing that. I used to stand in the sand at the beach and just rub my feet all the way down in there. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
this world is on a tilt right now, and I'm just hoping that it corrects itself.
It's funny. You're actually the first person who told me to do that.
Yeah.
I think it was the Reiki and energy healer I'm working with. Like I think she told me to do it too, which I totally forgot. She told me to do that for our next session. Whoops. Oh, well, I gotta do that.
And you know, I forgot to ask you, Jerry, where are you located?
I'm up in Massachusetts.
Okay. Oh gosh, y'all got all the smoke right now, don't you?
It's not horrible here in New York. It's 10 times worse.
Yeah, I saw the weather person on TV, and it looked like it was almost dark. So yeah,
here it's semi-noticeable, but I just was podcasting with someone from New York earlier, and like they were posting pictures online earlier in the day, and it was just like it looks like Silent Hill style like vibes when you look at the picture of it.
Yeah, it was horrible. They said that it's going to take a turn and come back down through the south, and we had a little bit of here in Atlanta earlier today, enough to them say that the air quality wasn't great. It was bad, but of course we're in the middle in the south here of our yellow season, so we got smoke and yellow coming tomorrow, so not looking forward to that. But I don't know if it'll come back towards Texas with you, Brenda, or is it? I don't think it's made it down that far.
Probably not. I think it's afraid of us.
Everything's afraid of Texas.
Not our tornadoes, that's for sure.
That's true. All right, Jeremy, so tell everybody where you can find you, and then I'll let you go because I only borrowed you for an hour.
It's all good. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook as Jeremy Bryant, or you can find both my podcasts as the Paranormal Normal / Maniacal Music Musings podcast with the S Facebook group. Name change coming soon, trust me. I'm sick of saying that. But you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram as @JuggaloBastard. And you can find me on TikTok as @JuggaloBastard Podcast. And you can find me on YouTube as any of the show names. Paranormal Normal, Maniacal Music Musings, Global Strangeness, or Bracket Bastards. All 4 are on YouTube. And Paranormal Normal and Maniacal Music Musings are proud to be part of the Blind Knowledge Network, where if you go to the Blind Knowledge Network YouTube, that's where we stream live.
Okay, is that a sponsor?
Not a sponsor. It's a podcast network, so it's 15 or so podcasts right now that are just under one. We're under one banner and trying to possibly get sponsored someday.
Okay, kind of like Podcast Village out of Washington D.C. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe sometime I'll hop on one of your shows there, or I'll send Brenda your way and you can keep her. Borrow her. So.
I was going to say, I'll definitely look those up. I like to watch other people on paranormal shows. I do.
Amy, I can't say Spangle. I can't say I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, you have to Google that one. Just want to know if he listened to Spangle? Shangle? Maybe?
Shangle? Get my German out.
I don't have my glasses on. What is it?
It's Chapangle. I don't.
Yeah, put it back up there. Yeah.
And you don't go nowhere.
So yeah, I don't know. So, but
we're gonna pull you on the show, Amy.
Yeah, we'll put Amy on the show. She stays around long enough. But yeah, Jeremy, I appreciate it. I'm glad you come on. Thank you for the advice, and hopefully I'll have a run and be behind you with 120 or so here in the next year. Well, let's see, next 2 years. So.
Oh, hopefully. I release twice a week. That's why I got so high. But
well, I do this, and then on weekends I have just I call it Sportcat's Misfits, and it's just a bunch of my friends and people I meet on the internet, and I just it's open mic, and we'll pick a topic. And
now, I am gonna start a Monday show, a paranormal
That's correct. She's going to start a show. So
it's going to be paranormal, cryptid, and unexplained things.
Holy shit, that's a lot to say.
Talk about weird stuff. Well, you don't have to say it because you'll be pushing buttons anyways.
Yeah, I won't do a lot of talking on that one. But and then the other one that I'll probably end up doing, the most of during the summer, I'm a celebrity, not a celebrity, I'm a fan of the TV show Big Brother. It's on CBS. So I'm probably going to pick up and do some stuff with that just because I think that'll be fun with some other people. So, but,
see that, Glenn?
This fungal helps
it helps open the pin. I can't even say that. Your sixth sense.
Yeah.
I can't say the trillion.
Okay, that sounds familiar now. I don't think I ever saw it spelled out though.
That's not the mushroom you eat and then you go to a seance and puke, is it? I'm just kidding. That's something else.
No. That's the thing that you eat when you can do Disneyland in 10 minutes. Stay away from that.
Jeremy, I appreciate it. You're more than welcome to hang if you want, but I figure you got things to do, so I'll let you get.
Yeah, it is getting close to my bedtime here, so all the way over here in the East Coast, But actually, you're in the East Coast, Glenn, aren't you?
Yeah. Atlanta's still Eastern, so yeah.
But, yeah, okay, I thought so.
Yeah, we keep him up later though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they keep me up way later some nights. So
keep him until I see his head do this, then I know his wife has thrown something at him and it's time to go to bed.
My head hits the microphone or something hits me in the head. So yeah, exactly. So
well, thank you both for having me on, and definitely keep in touch. We'll definitely get you guys on my show and whatnot, all the crossovers and such.
Okay,
nice
sounds good, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. You have a wonderful evening, and we'll hopefully catch you soon.
You too. Catch you guys later.
All right, bye-bye. That was pretty good. And so she was saying that there's other medicinal stuff if you choose. I'm wanting to cleanse. Okay, well, I actually went to school for some of that, but I haven't learned enough of it to where I feel comfortable talking about it.
I think Elizabeth is in Facebook chat or something. She just messaged me. Let me find out.
You think who is?
Elizabeth.
You lost me. Okay. All right. Well, any of them are willing to, or more than happy to come on. The last hour of the show, guys and gals, ladies and germs, is basically it's just kind of like an open mic. We'll still talk about music because I'm kind of stuck on I got the Ghost Rider stuck in my head now that that I've been thinking about it. So
does anybody really okay?
Whoa, I was a little loud there.
What was that? All right,
it's Ghost Rider.
Turn it down.
Yes, Mom.
I put the link in. Yes, Mom. Hey, I'm only 2 months older than you. That's a little young to be having children. I sent the link to Andy and put it on the paranormal, and I sent it to Elizabeth, but I think she wants to wait till we're not live to come on. You know how she is.
Okay.
Amy, you want to come on and play with us?
If Amy wants to come on, I can send her the link too. I'm not. I'm not scared. So
send you the link. Just say the word.
And I had that queued up as well. So see, I did have the paranormal and the ghost on the top of my head.
Amy told you turn that down.
Turn that down. Oh, come on, man. Well, she should have heard what I was jamming to before I got you on here. I had some really good techno going, so I was happy.
She said she's in. Throw your hair up in a girl. I got on here one night. Listen to this. I wasn't even wearing any pants. Okay.
What? What kind of show do you think I run here? Oh my God.
I threw my hair up, put glasses on. Made sure I didn't have any makeup leaking anywhere. And sat down in front of the thing and said, "Yeah."
Yeah, I know. I wish I didn't need to know that
you weren't wearing any pants now.
I'm not wearing any underwear. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That figures.
No, for your information, I have full-size balls.
So, yeah, she said you have that background. I'm chilling in bed.
Chilling in bed.
Well, it is what it is.
Sometimes we come on a little late. People,
that's
go
true.
to sleep.
Well, Amy was actually telling me that she had had some experiences with feeling like when she was playing the piano, people around her, so she could feel it. And I always thought that maybe the music was soothing, or it depending on the music, because some of the info I looked up, it could be the high energy of the music. I mean, obviously there's a frequency to it as well. I'm gonna hold you to that, Amy. So there's a frequency to that. So I think that a lot of people don't realize everything that, you know, the music involves, besides for just the feeling of it, the tune, the lyrics, the rhythm, everything. It can actually stir up some.
Yeah.
So
sometimes, I mean, you're older. I've noticed myself. Older spirits like classical music. They just like to hear it. Because you got to understand, way back in their days, they didn't really have TVs. They didn't have movie shows, and that they had music.
Well, but you say that, but there are people who died yesterday who could be ghosts.
Now, those, on the other hand, throw you some rock and roll on there and see if they knock anything over. If they don't, then you're good.
See if we can bring back the ghost of Elvis Presley. So,
I've been able to find his ghost. I wonder why.
No, or Michael Jackson, either one.
Either.
I haven't looked for any of them, but yeah, that does bring me to a thought that when I did the ghost tour in downtown Knoxville, they had the guy that was talking about, you know, how to talk to the spirits and da 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 da, and I was like, well, hold up, dude. I was trying to run his show. He has an actual show on the, I think it's Discovery Channel or something. I was like, but they may not understand those words because the English language has even evolved. So, you know, we may say dude, and hell, somebody in the Wild West don't know what a dude is, you know? So you have to kind of think about your words sometimes when you're speaking to them. I don't think there's like the Man in Black thing where there's a universal translator. You can click a button and it goes on. Now, I don't know that that's true, but that's just my thought on it.
Now, I'll tell you, I don't speak any other languages, although I thought about it. I should have, because, you know, I grew up with German in my family, Portuguese, and been around Spanish all my life. I should have learned something other than just all the bad words. I know all the bad words in Arabic too, but they're always bad words. But I've heard people that have had accents really strong, but they have not tried to speak to me in their language. I've never had that. Now, I knock on wood, because watch, it'll happen tonight, and I'll be like, what?
I mean, I don't think you could summon the ghost of George Washington by going, yo, bro. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think that they would understand. Or
you'd be surprised. I mean, if they've been around all these years and seen all the changes that this world has made, you never know. Abraham Lincoln might be out there kicking around the fields going, yo, bro, you know?
Him and Tupac. So I can see.
I don't know. I can't find him either.
Oh, Lord.
But you pick somebody that
those are the only
three hanging around.
Those are the only dead musicians I know. No, Stevie Ray Vaughan. All right. And so you haven't found Stevie Ray Vaughan. So sleep paralysis. You don't know who Stevie Ray Vaughan is? You're kidding me, right? Brenda, you don't know who Stevie Ray Vaughan is?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I was
and yes, I do.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you're from Texas and you don't know who Stevie Ray Vaughan is, get out of Texas, because there's no way.
If I leave Texas, I'm dragging the whole freaking hospital I go to with me and taking all my doctors.
Yeah, Stevie Ray is
the only thing that's keeping me here in Texas is my My daughter's here, but they're talking about moving to South Carolina, and I won't live in a blue state. So, but
it's not that bad.
I won't. I'd slap somebody, shoot him, kick him in the leg. I'd go to jail.
I think that might be overrated though, because last fall, I went up through all the New England states, and I never felt uncomfortable one time.
Well, that's because you look like a friggin' Democrat.
Oh, easy now. And I even carried my gun in Maryland, so I mean, not that it's illegal or anything, but yeah, I never had one problem, and I was afraid of that. Actually, I was afraid somebody'd be like, "Oh, you're one of those Southern boys," and da 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 da. And I never experienced that. So I think you'd be surprised with people in the Carolinas.
You went through the places that defunded their police. Okay, shut up, Brenda.
Oh,
there
Lord.
goes YouTube strike.
Oh, Hendrix and that would be really cool. Yeah, Hendrix
and Joplin, yes.
Yeah, that's going way back, Jude. You're telling on yourself. You're fresh out of high school, so. Yeah, Hendrix was one of my favorites all along the Watchtower growing up. So, and I did not know that Janis Joplin was from Georgia. I did not know that.
Really?
Do know an interesting fact that during her, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the song, where she hits the highest note, the most played version on the radio, she had a miscarriage, and that was what caused her to hit that high note. I do know that, but
I know what song you're talking about, and I cannot remember what the
I'm gonna have to Google it when I get off the air
right now, but I don't sing.
No, please don't.
Carry a tree in a bucket.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I do know that from radio trivia. So I do know that from radio trivia. So because
radio trivia.
Well, no, one of the guys that I grew up with in DC, he did a radio trivia thing, and you could come on during his show. And if you had basically stumped the music or stumped the DJ, you'd get free tickets or something. And somebody come up with that fact, and he didn't believe it. And then I guess one of the other DJs come in and was like, no, it's actually true. So, so this was before Google. Horrible. But yeah, apparently it was one of those things that
I'm pretty sure I learned how to carry nice big old tunes when I was giving birth. So, I can see that. Hi, Susie.
Susie's hiding in there. Yeah, she's Susie Q. She's my other stalker. So, my other.
I wish you had a stalker. I'm going to buy you a monkey just to let it follow you around. So
I do have a stalker, but his probation officer knows my channel well. Yeah, so
that's a guy. That's not a stalker. That's a sicko. Stalkers are friendly.
No, not all stalkers are friendly. Who was that beautiful man who sang Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah? I don't know. You stumped me. I hope she knows the answer to that, because it stumped me. I wanted to say Leonard Nimoy, but
Leonard Nimoy.
Hey, he cut an album. So, believe that or not, died young from Texas.
Oh.
This is a Brenda one. Died young from Texas. The only Texas one that...
I can probably look it up.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Where's my fact checker?
You can't cheat on this now. Well, the only one that I knew for Texas was Stevie Ray, but no, he didn't do that. No.
There's been a lot. God.
All right, you stumped us. Yeah,
I am. I'm stumped. She won. Challenge coin to Amy.
That may happen to happen because I don't know. He drowned. All right, now she's giving you more. He drowned. Oh no, it's ringing a bell now, but
he drowned.
That's what she says. He drowned. He drowned.
I know we got serial killers running around here.
Means he breathed water. So I don't think there were any musicians that were serial killers. So no, Amy, you got me. But the drowning part sounds familiar. Yeah.
Got us. She wins.
Jeff Buckley.
Oh, for the love of God.
And now I'm having a cramp. What band? I'm making you pay this tab.
He was a singer.
But he wasn't in a band?
I think he did his own thing. Didn't he, Amy? Didn't he do his own thing?
The name's familiar, but I was thinking he was
he in with other people, but they went by his name, I do believe.
Well, that's possible. That's possible.
Probable. It's probable.
It is very probable. What in the heck are you doing there?
I'm gonna make my teas, or make me a tea, and so I'm trying to dig out my little packages because I'm retarded and trying to learn how to do things all at the same time. I'm trying to multitask.
Remember, you can't use the word retarded. You're mentally challenged.
I'm mentally challenged.
In a pogo kind of way. So, Rufus Wainwright does Cohen very well.
Oh.
I meant to ask him if he'd ever heard of healing music. Have you ever heard of healing music?
Healing music?
Yes, we actually play some at the cancer clinic, and for the life of me, that's one of the things I was digging for right before the show. I have one of their DVD or CDs here.
Actually,
the whole tones.
When you think about it, I'm going to tell you something. All music is healing music. Let me tell you a story why.
Well, yes, that's correct.
When my daughter was 16, she was staying at a friend's house, and her friend stabbed my daughter in the back with a knife. Just barely missed her heart and punctured.
That's not a very good friend.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ludwig, cuckoo. But anyway, so while she was in the hospital, they kept coming in and doing breathing treatments, trying to get her to expand her lungs. And she just wouldn't do it. Mom, I can't do it. So I'm downstairs and I'm out in the courtyard. I'm having a cigarette and I'm just praying. This child needs to go home. And lo and behold, somebody walked up to me and said, hi. And it was Eminem. And his daughter was in there.
Really?
Got a tape and gave it to me. And I took it up to my daughter's room and I put it in and I turned the radio up loud. And before you knew it, that child was singing and carrying a tune and inhaling. And then I stuck in Whitney Houston and she was going to town. So to me, all music is healing music.
Oh, all music is healing, yes. And all music also can affect your moods. But there's also, if you get into the audio engineering portion of putting into frequencies, hertz and stuff like that. And they say that some hertz will help and aid in healing, and it's kind of a new agey type thing. It's called the whole tones, and they do a lot of I guess what I would consider my era, we would call it elevator type music, but it's more like a background type genre, and we play that at the cancer clinic, and a lot of patients have said that they've went home and their body has craved it, and so they've went and bought their stuff. I'm pretty sure it was called the whole tones. And
I don't know, a lot of that makes me go to sleep. I almost fall asleep in elevators, let me tell you.
Well, I mean, I do that with a lot of the stuff that we do with the Monroe Gateway, the background music. Let's see. Jude says that she used to have Otherwise Frisky Dog, that whenever she played Indian music, like Sajit Ray or Ravi Shankar, he would sit and just listen. So, well, yeah, and I think that it's the same thing. Sometimes it's either the beat or, it's the tones, and it's relaxing, and it can help you heal. But yeah, sorry, hit my microphone there. We play that in the background at the cancer clinic, and I've heard from several of the patients say that, they've been really happy with going home and feeling that energy when they get home, that they can. Now, I don't know if it's from the healing energy also at the clinic or what, but they've experienced it. So, but yeah, I meant to tell him about that. I forgot about that. It was something because I was looking it up, trying to find it, and I don't know where I've put I'm on this new computer. Well, I got 3 new computers. Well, 2 new computers. So I don't know where I've put the album.
Wait a minute. You got another computer?
Well, this is a newer desktop, and I didn't have all my stuff from my old one transferred over. So
When did you get that?
probably right around. I guess it's coming up on a year. So
Okay. So it's the one.
yeah,
you
I mean, yeah, it's the one it's the one I've had here. Yeah, but I mean, it was new. I didn't have a big setup with all the monitors and stuff like I did before. I mean, I had them. Now I got 2 monitors and I got a big desktop. It was just a small. This is a tower. It was just a small, stand-up unit. So.
Wow! Look at you. You make me feel.
Well, no. The truth is, my son moved to Vermont and gave me his. But the caveat was, we've got to upgrade it. Well, I didn't realize the upgrades would end up costing as much as a new computer. So.
Oh yeah. Whenever they say upgrade, throw it in the trash and just go buy a new one.
Well, no, I mean we took Tower, and he's like, all right, because he knew I like to feel a fool with the photography, and then he knew I was doing the podcasting stuff. 528 hertz, 100 megahertz for hearing is incredible for people who have a problem hearing. You can play the 100 megahertz, or is it hertz, whatever, in the background of something, and it will actually open up something inside the ear. I've heard that from a doctor.
They tell me
I'm not that smart, so.
Apparently,
What?
I have a problem hearing really high-pitched noises.
Panero Beach,
I
yes.
spent a lot of time working and being around clubs and that loud music all the time.
That's how you lost your leg. It was at the strip club, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I was wrapped around a
Still
pole.
hung up on that pole, isn't it?
You were there. Remember, you were the one throwing me down.
No. Wasn't me. Remember. If something
When I
goes
lost
down,
that leg,
you were with me.
You were the one that yelled, "Take it off, baby," and so it came off.
Yeah, but then he threw the prosthetic at me and hit me in the head with it. So, and that's where the beat ended. Oh, it was so ugly. So.
Lord, that's funny. Somebody's going to turn around and put that out there on us. You know that, right? You told me to take it off. So I did.
It wouldn't be the first time I've been at a strip club yelling, "Take it off, baby." So,
me either.
Yeah. So.
I used to work at one, for God's sake. So you saying that's kind of funny.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, you were security though, so you weren't on.
And I used to take people's money and check their IDs and let them in and work the door. And when I lost my leg, they would say, "Oh, I'll give you some money if I can touch that nub." I'm like, "Get out of here, you sicko! Get in there and go watch the naked girls. Isn't that what you wanted? Come in here, you ain't touching my nub. Get back. You ain't got enough money in your pocket." I did. It was funny. Go in there and watch the naked girls. That's what you came here for. Leave me alone. I ain't got time for you. That was horrible.
And you're running behind them saying, "Hey, you forgot your change."
They forgot their because see, when they
you
would
didn't get that, did you?
Walk off and get their change, I would set it on the counter thing, and it would stay there. I remembered who left what. And by the end of the night, when they were drunk and walked out the door, if they didn't say, "Hey, man, did I leave money here?" Well, in their jar it went. Fair game.
You didn't get my
law.
You didn't get my reference, so did you? Running behind them. You were running.
I wonder if somebody could build me a big wooden foot with a spring around it and put it all the way up my leg so I can hop like that. Do you think it would make that kind of noise? Boing, boing, boing. I'd be going down the street and somebody be saying, "Do you hear that? I hear somebody's bed squeaking." Lord help me. Where's Andy?
He ran off and left you.
I sent him. I thought I sent him a link.
Jude, Jude, what genre were you talking about? I'm sorry, she's gotten me lost here. Some of the music in general does get a bad rap, but can be good for healing. And sometimes it's not just the music or the lyrics; it's the people singing them. Because I've met some people working in Atlanta here that are in the hip hop industry. It's not my type of music, but I've seen them when they do things at the children's hospital and stuff, and the kids just love it. So there is healing no matter what kind of music it is, I think. So I try and sing and they're like, don't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing? As if I want to know.
Somebody sent me a voice clip. I was listening to it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Sex workers. Oh, yes.
Sex workers?
Jude was talking about sex workers, and I'm gonna. Jude messaged me off of the show. I have a question about that, but yeah, I get what she's saying. That it can be it could be let me go back in the comments here. I was talking again. She said that everyone should experience sex workers. And up here on my little screen, it just says everyone should experience sex. So I had to, that's why I kind of scrolled by that one. And then she was, well, no, I didn't see the word workers. And then that's what she was talking about. She says they could be healing for bad rap.
I will tell you this. Some of them get a very bad rap, and they don't.
Absolutely.
I know quite a few girls that worked there and put their way through nursing school. Put their way
paramedic. I know half of those.
But yeah. I mean, and they quit when they went and got their jobs, and they have really good jobs in education now. So I mean, some of them don't do it. I mean, I've seen some pretty trashy ones. Don't get me wrong, but but some of them do it for legitimate reasons. Why? It's easy money. It's money that's not taxable. You make a lot of it, and you can pay your way through going to school. And I've seen some good girls come out of that. I mean, I've had to protect some of those girls because you get men that treat them like they're just dirt. And I was over there telling them, let's go, buddy. Let's go outside, and why don't you take care of me? We'll see what happens.
You know, that next week on our show, we're going to have next week on our show, we're going to have a young lady that's going to talk to us about the sex industry in Las Vegas. So we can ask her some of those questions. So
wait. I was reading Andy saying, do what about Las Vegas?
Next week on the show, we're going to have a young lady come on here and tell us all about the sex industry out of Las Vegas. So
I used to work on those streets. I could probably tell you all about it.
I don't know that I want to know.
Well, not from that end. Not from that end.
You did the strip club. You've been on this.
Not from that end.
I mean,
not from that end. Yeah, right. Not from that end. No. I don't know.
So
it's been pretty fun. I do know that I want you to send. Elizabeth said that when we're done with the show, she wants to come backstage and hee-haw around and talk to us for a few minutes. So send Elizabeth the link so she can get on.
Okay.
So
we can do. Actually, you might have to. I don't think I'm her friend. I may have gotten blocked or canceled or something. I don't know.
What did you do to her?
I may have been blocked or canceled. I don't know. It seems like some people were trying to cancel me there for a while. So, yeah, I do need to look that up before we get too carried away, and tell everybody about next week's show. And I have to find another screen, but I don't know where it's at. I have to push buttons. This is when my co-host is supposed to carry me and go, oh, well, I'll talk while you're going.
Yeah.
Instead of staring down at the phone.
By the way, everybody, on Monday nights or Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. You didn't really tell us about the show.
I will.
Go ahead.
Go push your buttons. Saturday night, we will have our panel of Let's Get Together and Talk About Whatever with little JT and Shelton. And so join us then. And then I think starting on Monday nights, I'm still putting stuff together. I'm going to go ahead and start a paranormal show. It's going to be a paranormal, cryptid, and all things.
Wait, so I'm allowing you to have a show to compete with mine?
Unexplainable, unbelievable, all things unbelievable. What?
I'm allowing you to have a show that competes with mine? What? Wait a minute. I don't know about this.
You don't have
Go
a
ahead.
paranormal show, so you just be quiet over there, mister. Look,
it's got paranormal in the name.
Look, I'm a mother. I have mastered the art of throwing a stiletto around the world and catching it like it's a boomerang.
As long as it's not a flip flop, I have trauma from that.
Flip flop.
So next week's
I've
show.
smacked somebody with one of those before.
Next week's show is Olivia, and next week we have to start at 8:00 as well. I meant to tell our everybody before. I'm sure some people left that didn't want to just hear us ramble.
Eastern time, so that would be 7:00 my time.
Yeah, next week we have to because of the guest and her time. Her name is Olivia LaRue. She is a legal madame and courtesan. She resides in northern Nevada, the land of legal everything. She's an advocate and educator of safe sex work, and her brand is the Wild West MILF. So she will be on next week.
I have heard of this woman before.
So, well, I reached out and touched her, got in touch with her through a mutual friend. So,
you think so, Amy? You should hang out with me when I used to drink.
Oh Lord, I don't know that I want to hang out with you when you used to drink.
I stopped drinking, and when I got my wheelchair after the first time I did it was my birthday, and I got trashed. And I was outside rolling around in my wheelchair yelling, "I'm going to get in trouble for drunk driving."
Oh my gosh. That's
and I'm
horrible.
driving behind 4 wheels, not one.
That's horrible.
They said you're not drunk, ass, get back inside.
What's the old Ron White? I wasn't drunk in public. You threw me in public. So I'm talking to the cops.
Yeah, I wasn't drunk in public. They threw me into public.
That's right.
I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in forever. It's been so long. What do you want, puppy? So yeah, it's
It doesn't feel good the next day at my age, so you get the headache and stuff. And
after that last time, I didn't get a headache, but boy, I'll tell you what, I felt like I was off my wheelchair and dragging my leg around on the floor everywhere I went. It was horrible.
It was a few Father's Days ago, but my son took me to a Braves game, and it was hot. Oh man, it was hot, and we were out, and me and him were just kicking back. We didn't really get hammered or anything, but we got dehydrated. I was drinking beer, and man, the next day I thought I was gonna die. I was like, good Lord. I was like, that's terrible. I was like, I'm not doing this again. So I haven't been to a Braves game since. It gave me a headache. I never went back. It was the Braves, obviously. So
I'm allergic to alcohol. I break out of handcuffs. Oh no, you break into handcuffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say she breaks into handcuffs. Oh, Amy, let me introduce you to somebody that. Oh, never mind. She's talking about handcuffs. Never mind. I'll get in trouble. So I'll bring my own.
You bring your own.
Bring your own handcuff party.
I got some if you need to borrow any.
You know, I've got some. Bring your own handcuff party. So
bring your own handcuff party. That sounds fun.
As a paramedic in Tennessee, we had to take a class on how to get out of handcuffs, believe that or not. We actually had to have that, a class to get out of handcuffs. So
get out of handcuff party. I know I used to have my boots. I had a hidden zipper in my boots that I kept an extra handcuff key in just in case.
Mm-hmm. I've still got a key on my key ring to this day because it was trained in us in EMT school in Tennessee. You had to have a handcuff key on you because if you transported a prisoner and something happened, and these rural counties got 2 deputies and they were in handcuffs. Well, so it was a state thing. We had to have handcuff keys, and I never thought of a thing about it. And I went into the federal courthouse here in Atlanta, and I got thrown up against a wall and given the riot act for having a handcuff key on my key ring. And so, these little, well, I shouldn't say little, the guy was a big, the deputies, he was all bent out. Why do you have a handcuff key? What's wrong with you? What are you doing here?
Faster for me to get out of, sir.
And I'm like, dude, doesn't everybody have one? And he just gave me the funniest look. I was like, what? And so I had to explain to him. I had to actually pull my EMT or my paramedic card out of my wallet and show it to him. And I said, yeah, if we're transporting a prisoner and we're involved in a car wreck, it's manslaughter 1 for me if I can't get him out. And he didn't know that.
Well, didn't you carry like saws or anything like that? You could just cut his arm off.
Not in an ambulance. No, we didn't carry. I had scissors, but
get to cutting. That's what I would have said.
But yeah, so what did Amy say here? She said she broke out of her hand and the officer. They were like, Amy, you need to settle down. I just got, oh man. Oh, Amy and I need to party, it sounds like. She was handing out handcuffs to officers and saying, take me away. And so Amy, are your handcuffs pink? And if so, are they furry? So
Amy, if they're cute enough, you just follow them around like this. Excuse me, sir. I've been bad.
See, if a guy does that, they call us a stalker. So and you go to jail. All right, so you're following a female police officer around asking her to arrest you? Good. Oh, dang it, Amy. I was hoping you had some handcuffs I could borrow that were pink and padded. Never mind. So
and what's his name, Glenn? There, I got you back for the old joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would. So I guess none of our normals are going to join us tonight. It's just me and you. Wow, this is crazy. Well, I know Andy said that he had to go to
he's home.
A family member. A family member's. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I know he sent me a message when he got back, but I was in the middle of talking. I don't know what he's doing. I'll tell you what I'll do. Watch this.
Uh-oh. You're going to call him?
Watch this. Hang on.
Oh, snap. She's going to call him out. She's going to be like... Attention, everyone.
Hey, Andy.
Where are you, Andy? And where's Mike? And where's the rest of the misfits? Where's JT and Shelton?
JT took his daughter to that park today.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was
today. What you guys call it. Oh,
I think he said it was Kings Island, I believe. So.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, well.
Andy's gonna totally ignore you. Wow.
Little pig, little pig. Let me in.
I don't know where he went. Do I believe that music in general provokes the paranormal or soothes it? I think it could do either, depending on the energy. I feel like mainly more of the soothing side, but I could see where some of the high energy, either the heavy rock or heavy metal, and definitely probably some of the techno, it might actually aggravate and provoke it. Some of the new EDM. I think the government may have actually done a study on that too.
I don't trust anything the government.
Well, no,
does.
I'm not saying on the paranormal, but I'm talking about as far as the stimulation of like the nervous system and stuff. So, I would say it would also be dependent on the tune. And some does sound demonic, yes. And there were some names of some bands when I was looking up some of the paranormal stuff that I was just kind of, especially some of the alternate bands that are out now that are really kind of freaky. So maybe I'm getting too old for the new age punk stuff, but there were some that just had some names that just kind of creeped me out. So, of course, then again, this comes from, I watched, Ozzy bite the head off a bat. So, and that was more my era, I would guess. So, he's ignoring you. He doesn't
no,
want to talk
he's
to you.
talking to me. He said that right now he's working on some photo team stuff. He said, and the podcast is over. It's after 10. I said, no, we're still sitting here. Because we enjoy each other's company. We enjoy everybody's company.
On my planet, I am kind of a loser, like you.
Oh, what are you grumbling about over there, mister?
No. J-Lo, yeah, I've heard that J-Lo is into some dark stuff. In fact, I actually saw a video where I don't remember if it was her, but it was one of them was giving demonic hand signals in her concerts. I don't remember. I don't know if it was J-Lo or who was who most recently did the Super Bowl. Was it?
It was this last one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that wasn't J-Lo. It was Rihanna.
It was her that was. They were saying in the video during the halftime show she had some demonic hand symbols. I'm not up on my demonic gang signs, but
yep.
So, and they say that now. What would the old blues musicians used to say? Go down to the crossroads. If you know anything about that, and at the crossroads you'd meet up with somebody and sell your soul. So,
yep.
So I've heard that a lot of musicians have done similar things. I would really like to get somebody that could tell. I mean, I understand the story of the crossroads, but that would tell us if there's any truth to that, because you get into this stuff where it's just Hollywood or it's just music industry. No, and I know you got your theories and stuff, but I want somebody that would be like, yeah, I drank the blood. It was me. I would like to get some dirt on that.
I don't think it's hard because
wild.
they're all pretty proud of what they do.
I mean, it's pretty rampant in the industry as far as I think the demonology.
You could probably get one that isn't into that stuff that can tell you what they are into, that knows.
Yeah, it probably would have been a good question to ask the producer if he'd ever met anybody that sold their soul.
Unfortunately, you'll have to be streaming somewhere else.
It could happen as soon as I can figure out this RMTP stuff. Anybody out there in technical land knows about that, you can hook a brother up, because I don't understand an RMTP from the other one.
Go to that platform. And
yeah, I already have some.
Did you ask them?
Yeah, and I need to create something first. So yeah. I got to create like a placeholder. And then from there,
yep, Amy Hollywood.
They gave me the next. They gave me the next thing to do. So, but
they call it Pervy Wood, or they call it Hellywood, or they call it Demon Wood, or they call it all kinds of stuff. But I don't doubt any of it.
Oh yeah,
at all. Especially those ones that came on that came out of nowhere and all of a sudden, poof, they're completely.
Oh, you mean I got a lot of the SNL group, yeah.
And just completely famous. That doesn't happen like that overnight. And I don't care how good you are. You have sold your soul somewhere. So, yep.
Probably true. It's probably true. Meet me down at the crossroads. That's an old blues thing. Find
it, play it, and really sit and listen to it word.
What, the song?
Yes.
Oh, maybe which one are you talking about? I like the old classic version ones, but yeah.
But it a lot of times, just like how they say movies, they turn around and basically tell what's happening. Songs do the same thing. Because, see, there's something that people don't realize about Satan. He cannot lie to you about what he's doing, but he can find ways to tell you so that you don't think that it's wrong. That's where your indoctrination comes from. That's where all that stuff, they put it in your face and you don't even know it. They've been putting that stuff in our faces for years.
And that's what I was going to catch up with Jude there. That's what I was thinking of. Brother, where art thou? But down at the crossroads, there's a old blues song that is the one that I listen to, the one that I prefer. So
he does lie. He lies about certain things, but when it comes to what he is going to do, then he puts it right out there. And that's exactly what they do. That's how they get you. That's how he'll tell all these people, like, one lie. If you dedicate your life to me, I will make you famous. You will make all this money. You will have all this fame. And they'll get it until the first time they look at him and say, no, I don't want to do that. What? Well, you said that I could quit anytime. No. But when it comes to fooling people into what he wants, like us, like free thinking souls, then he doesn't lie. He just tells you in a way to where you think that it's innocent. Songs.
Well,
Scientology.
There is a lot of the information that gets out there through various forms that down the road is got some truth to it. So yeah.
That's exactly right, Amy.
Oh, hey, we're not talking about news tonight, but I mean, look at the UFO thing.
Oh,
look at the UFO thing. That's been out there in the Hollywood for how many years? And then now we've got a whistleblower. So, I mean, I don't want
Well, we all know. I think that all of us has known for years. There are UFOs. There are people that actually, I don't know about the people that come and go off of our planet, but I know that we have.
Well, you talking like little green men? Is that what you're, but, well, South of the War of the Worlds. Remember how that freaked people out,
Oh,
so think about that.
One of the reasons
if you were to try.
That's why the government decided that he couldn't tell us. But see, that was back then when people were pure and innocent. Okay. But up to 30 years ago, he could have told people, oh, yeah, we got UFOs landing here all the time. Everybody would have been like, hey, grabbed a bottle and went out and partied and waited for him to land. Okay. But back in the old days, when that War of the World thing was done, women wore dresses, men wore slacks. Women stayed pure till they got married. I mean, it was a pure society. So they didn't know how to. It was a different
society. Yeah, it was a different society. It was a different time. Agreed. Well, that's also the time that they originated. And we're going to get way off the music track here with Project Bluebeam.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was that was from that era. So
that's right.
I mean, if you don't know what Project Bluebeam is, they've worked for years trying to project hologram type things that were so realistic you couldn't touch them. So Jude wants to know, are aliens composing music? I'm pretty sure there have been some, yes.
They probably like it. They could be.
As soon as I saw her type that, I thought of the cantina scene in Star Wars. So there's my comic book geek coming out. Funny story, I am working on a guest, and I almost promise you out of her, but when they built the cantina in Disney World, that resembled the actual cantina, her music is what's playing. So
You mean that song that they played over and over and over?
Well,
and over? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But it's that she went to Sony, and Sony. Well, she got a contract, and Sony did. That was the first thing they said is she's EDM, electronic dance music. Is they wanted her to do the music for Star Wars Cantina, and I'm told. Well, no, I can't say that. I'm not sure she's allowed to say that, so I'll just leave that alone. But when she comes, no, not them. So it's an Atlanta native. That might have said too much, but so yeah. So I'm gonna get. I have almost possibly maybe yes. Well, she's been in the studio, so. She's been in the studio, so she can't, she's been in LA. She hasn't been back to Atlanta. I told her, you're not coming over to my house. I mean, gosh. But no.
Ooh, Amy's digging your side. Amy's digging your side. She's like, come on, Glenn. Come on.
I don't know who the Tommy Motola, him of Sony. Well, if he's with Sony, he is probably evil. So, but yeah, so. But she's got, she's got a brand new album coming out. So, I'm going to try and get her before it gets released, because then I know the excuse will be I'm going on concert. So, no, that wasn't her. So, it's somebody much younger now that's doing it. So I love our chat. Sometimes I'm wondering what in the hell are we talking about, or are they talking about?
You know what, you guys, you want to hear something funny? This is what Glenn and I do when we're on the phone. We just sit and we talk about the most oddest crap you've ever heard in your life. This is what we do when we're on the phone. This is like talking on the phone. Hey man, what's up?
Well, yeah, there is a lot of that. So except I don't have the little fun buttons here.
Holy crap.
We don't have those when we're on the phone. See? Holy crap. What was that one?
Which
From
one?
Stewie? What was it?
Oh, well, you had some sounds there you were going to play at one point in time.
Do. Well, if I can make him heard.
I don't know.
Let's see. I don't know either.
Are you humming a Christmas song?
No. I am not.
It is fun and random, so.
That's not
I'm
it.
going to drink a lot of beer and stay out all night.
That's
yeah.
Bon appetit, douchebag.
Oh.
That was the one. Bon appetit, douchebag.
Oh.
That's Stewie. I love Stewie.
Yeah.
Stewie's my dude. Oh God!
I tried to find Ren and Stimpy sound effects earlier. You probably don't know who that is. So.
I know who Ren and Stimpy is.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how much of a geek you really are.
Ren and Stimpy is. I know who Ed and Eddie is. I know who Cat and Dog is. I know who.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's keep going here. I know who SpongeBob is. I know who the Clevelands are.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It took me a second on that one. Yeah. It took me a second. You said Cleveland. I was like,
Cleveland show.
Yeah. It took me a second. So
all them adult cartoons, I already know. I used to fall asleep to Family Guy. I'd put the same DVD in every night and just.
Family Dad, I liked him.
American Dad.
Yeah. American Dad. So yeah, that was one of the ones.
Yeah.
So they're talking about Margaret and Glenda. I don't know who.
Yep, I know who that is.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, you got me on that one. So. All right. Well, we've talked almost an hour just alone on our own.
I know.
You believe that?
Okay.
You
don't know
sound
where
like it's.
Susie went. I was gonna. I sent her the. Did I send her the? I think I did. I think I
I
sent
don't
her
know.
the link.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So
I thought I did. I might have. I don't know. Where did she go?
well, she might still be busy. It's kind of
Elizabeth
early out.
said that she'll be backstage.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to her in a bit. So. Well, you sent her the link already, or?
Susie?
No. I was talking about Elizabeth, but whatever.
Oh yes, I did send Elizabeth the link.
Amy, you were there. You're not here, but
you know what?
Are more than welcome to be here. So, but you said your hair wasn't done. No, it was to Amy. She asked me. She says I'm not here, and I said no, you're there. So.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to bore our 4 listeners to death. So.
Well, stop doing that.
Unless if somebody wants to jump on, we'll hang around for a while. But otherwise, we'll wrap this up for tonight. And then next week, we'll have her. And then hopefully I'll be able to. It's going to, with the summertime here, it's going to be hard to keep my misfits in line so that I can get them regular on the shows and stuff. So we'll have to add. We'll have to add misfits. We'll add Amy to one of my misfits. Amy, you can come on the Saturday night show and be one of my misfits. So
I have a Bigfoot puppet, Amy.
Well, Amy, you can be prepared. Saturday, we're going to come on at 9. Everybody needs to tune in on ESPN Plus at 8 o'clock and watch Miranda beat the living snot out of some other chick.
Speaking of which, I was told to have you bring it up on your computer before we go live so we can all sit and watch it together.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
So
I can put it on ESPN Plus. Yeah, you don't get okay. Yeah, I can totally do that because and if the show has to come on Saturday a little bit late because she's running a little long there because I'm gonna definitely talk about her. I know she's gonna win. I'm excited, and I'm going to send her a message immediately after she wins. I'm jinxing it and sending her a message beforehand.
Did she say? Well, if you send her one, tell her congratulations.
Absolutely, but I'm going to tell her I want her on the show.
She said, "Wait a week."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because she won't get it. But yeah, I'm not sending her a message before then. Is what I'm saying. So, because I don't want any mojo on me. So. But yeah, I don't know, Amy, what you're talking about. So, but Amy, if you are a total misfit, you are welcome. Just be ready for some good old heckling. And I think I haven't picked a topic for this weekend, have I? For our misfit show. No. I think I'm done with music. Even I could keep it music through the misfit show because we didn't get anybody else's opinion but ours and our viewers. So. We might keep music. What's your favorite band? What's your least favorite? What's your favorite album? We can do that. So
we're gonna do music. All right.
Yeah, we can do music. Yeah. We just we can't play any of it, unfortunately. So
I know, right?
Yeah, well, copyright laws, having to pay artists, it's kind of out of my pocket. So but Saturday at 9 o'clock. Same time, same bat channel here. We're going to be doing the Misfit show, and Jude, you're welcome to join in if you'd like. You can be a misfit because there's really no definition for a misfit besides for just a bunch of people that like to get on here and talk and have a good time, and so you're more than welcome to join us anytime you want to hop in there.
And the dummy in JT's lap makes fun of everybody. Well, he makes more fun of JT, but he's pretty funny.
Yeah, he does make more fun of him. He does make more fun of him. So, but yeah, and it's a good time. We just like to sit and basically talk and kind of harass each other, and we do pick a topic that we go over, and also we'll do music. Yeah, a topic. Yeah, a topic. We never really got onto the phenomena that we were talking about tonight, so we kind of got sidetracked there a little bit. So but I think it was a pretty decent show. I enjoyed it. So
Jude said she could be a good misfit too. All right.
Jude, if Jude hit me up on Facebook, I will send you the link. I'll be more than glad to. So,
We believe in the more the merrier, and we have fun.
so all right, guys and gals, I am going to send us out of here with our theme song that I didn't play coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I don't know
missed
why I didn't do that one.
missed it.
But guys and gals, have a great week. You can find me at Sportcat on Twitter, Sportcat Medic on Facebook. I think I'm Sportcat Medic on TikTok. I don't have a Patreon account or anything fancy like that. You can email the show if you want to send information to the show. Para OR Normal Guyz at gmail.com. If you got any ideas, tips, suggestions, whatever. And you can also give us a tip if you want to. That's new to me. It's through Streamlabs. Just find Streamlabs Sportcat and tip. And you can also go to that Streamlabs Sportcat tip, except you can go to merchandise and you can buy some cool t-shirts. So, and some other things
Speaking of
too.
which, I just spent
Yes.
$40 on a Paranormal long sleeve shirt.
Uh-oh, you gotta be all merched up. I'm gonna have to. I need to order mine. But unfortunately, the color I want, they're out of stock on. So
I don't remember what color. It was either a black one or a white one.
I'll probably go with black. But I wanted military green. So or army green, whatever you call it.
I
Yeah.
see those. I wanted a pullover hoodie, but it's warm right now and I won't want to wear it. So,
Yeah, especially in Texas, it's really warm. So, but yeah, everybody make sure to hit us up, find us on Facebook, and until then, guys and gals, you all have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. And if you want to join in and be a misfit on the show, you're more than welcome to. And we'll catch you next week.
We like to party every day of every year. Since I was 15, and still wet behind the ears. 'Cause ever since then I've been hooked on the taste of beer. Well, we think we're really cool, 'cause we're sitting by the pool with girls all around. Whoa, look what we just found. It's really, really cold, this last feeling taste, but we got beer. It was a girl from Spain, and Lolita was her name. Well, the zipper got stuck. Whoa, boys, we're in luck. Big Albert stop, you shot with a shot, we got beer. I'm glad for beer, I like a lot of beer. From the bottom to the top, I just can't stop.